into the autographs, so I appreciate that. So, got the pictures. Thank you all for that. Also want to thank right quick Harold Gay for the contribution. Thank you, Harold. All right, we'll start over here. No, just kidding. We'll start over here. No. All right, go ahead. Did it hurt when I hit Kyle Busch? No? Well, I don't know. It might have. I'm not sure. I will have to say this is a funny story. I was doing an interview after that happened last week, which we'll just get off that subject after this question. And this lady doing an interview, she goes, well, what happened to Kyle Busch? Or how did Kyle Busch get in that wreck? And I said, I'm not sure. How did he get hit? I said, no, I'm not sure. I said, you might be able to have seen that better than me. And she said, well, we were interviewing Dale Jr. And I told her on TV, I said, that's not my fault. Not my fault, not my problem. So, I'm not sure how it hit, but it kind of hurt. So, somebody else put a hand up. Yes. What's my goal for next year? Let's see, 3 points? Gold? No. Gold. Well, Doug Randolph came on board, new crew chief for this year, the last 6-8 races, I guess, and really great guy. And he's kind of, bringing the team, I think a lot of outside ideas to the race team. I had a test yesterday with Ray Everham's team in Kentucky, which I thought was the best test I've ever been to. Absolutely most organized, best productive. And I told them I had to leave at 4 o'clock, and they said, okay. And I was sitting in the car, and they said, all right, it's 4 o'clock, we'll see you later. And I mean, it's just, they just went on all day, and from 9 o'clock on to 4. And, I mean, it was just a great test and all that stuff. So working with Everham's been great, and hopefully that continues to get stronger. So that's kind of in the future, and as of right now, anyway, last I heard. So anyway, hopefully that'll be something that we can go. The organization needs to grow. I mean, we're at a point where other teams are, with multi cars, 4 cars. Some are going to have 8, but they won't say they have 8, but they don't have 8. And so anyway, it's hard to outrun that. So that's our goal is to obviously, you can't just say grow. You can't just grow because everybody have 4 teams, but if you don't have 4 good ones, it don't matter. So we got to have 2, 3, then 4, or however that works. With somebody or by ourselves. Yes, ma'am.
I heard a rumor about you being a free agent.
Well, yeah, last year is my contract. So, right now it's up to everybody there to make sure that I stay. So if we run good, you're happy. When you run good, it fixes everything. So, yeah. So yeah, I had 3-year contract, so my year's up next year. 3rd year's up next year. Yes, ma'am. What do I do to relax after a race? Oh, my wife gives me a massage. My kids rub my feet. My toddler gives me a wet willy in both ears, and then my dog will lick my nose. So, I don't know. Man, I don't know. What do I do to relax? What do I do? Yeah, ride a bike. Yeah, that's good. I did play racquetball Monday morning after Talladega. So, because I thought, well, let's see, if I go, and if I'm hurt, I go play racquetball, and it'll show up. And so I get my heart rate going. If my head hurts, if my head don't blow up, I must be okay. So, so that's kind of what I do. But, obviously, like Mark said, racquetball, or ride a bike, or go for a run, or do something like that to be a stress reliever. But, when I'm at home, obviously with Donna, Tyler, and Madison, try to spend as much time as at home, which isn't much. We've already discussed that this morning, and it's hard to be at home. So it's cool when you're at home, but also when the dog's doing things and that dog's tearing this up, it's kind of like, why are you doing this to me? But anyway, there's different things. Stress reliever. I got a punching bag in my shop too, so that kind of works out. All right, going down the roads. Yes.
Tell us about your dirt racing experience at Eldora.
Dirt racing experience at Eldora, okay. Well, I think I've got the 6 tracks on my dirt racing resume, or maybe it's 6 times. That might be 5 tracks. And I own last year, at this time went to the dirt track the night before, Wednesday night like I did last night, and I was in the process of purchasing a dirt late model team. So I did that because I met Earl Pearson Jr. and became friends with him, so ended up buying the race team from Carlton Lamb that owned it. And that way, when I go to Eldora, I can drive my own car. So it's kind of expensive to buy a team so that when you go to a dirt race, you can have your own stuff. So that was kind of one of those things that you should have put in the jar, maybe you shouldn't do, but did it anyway. But no, actually, those guys, they actually won the championship this year, so that was cool. But Eldora was a neat event for Tony Stewart, and all the proceeds was on HBO. I think it's HBO, right? Yeah. And it was a great event. My dad sitting over there, my mom. Hey, haven't seen you in about 2 weeks. Sorry. But he said, my dad, I called him, he said that was actually the best show that they've seen, that he's seen. And it was. I saw the replay of it. It was great. And so anyway, went up there, qualified first, and was about lap 25, and Kyle Busch, imagine that, hit somebody. Run into somebody. But anyway, got me, and we could have finished the race, but I didn't want to tear that car up because Earl was racing the next day, or that weekend. So, but we've already discussed that next year I've got to have 5 cars in the shop by January 1st, and one's going to be mine. So that way, if I tear it up, it don't matter. So, so anyway, we had a great time up there, raised a lot of money for charity, and actually got to run some dirt and ran pretty good on it. So, and you don't do that every night. Last night came down to the dirt track to watch Earl and my team run. And we wiped out a car, so it can go just like that. So it was fun for a little bit, though. So Eldora was cool. So far, it's my best track I go to, dirt track. Of course, it's one of 2 that I go to. Yes?
What do you like driving better, Busch or Cup?
What do I like driving better? Cup car. Actually, the Busch cars don't drive as good as the Cup cars, I don't think. Now, it might be different next year as a car tomorrow, but so far this year, the Cup cars, I think, drive better. It's longer wheelbase. The Busch cars, it seem like they're always, I don't know, can't ever find a good balance for me anyway. So driving for Kevin Harvick today, tomorrow, then I got 2 more races with him after that. So pretty excited about that. Yes?
What do you think NASCAR needs to do as far as tomorrow so we can have more boring races like last week?
What do you think NASCAR needs to do to the car tomorrow so that we'll have even more boring races like last week? Well, probably not have the car tomorrow. That would be the easiest thing. Yeah, car tomorrow might be the car yesterday at some point in time. So unfortunately, that's the way it is. Yes.
I read in one of the NASCAR magazines that when Carl Busch was going to Joe Gibbs Racing, they made the comment that maybe he could get along with Tony Stewart and somebody else could. Is there a problem with getting along with Tony Stewart? I mean, teammates?
No, not really. I mean, I always got along with Tony. I mean, there's probably a couple times we, had little differences, but other than that, I mean, I've never had a problem. We always got along, and I can remember going to the, he'd be the first guy there to congratulate me, and I'd try to be the first guy there to congratulate him. I remember sitting in the trailer after Martinsville when the point season was winding down in 2002, I think it was, and he's leading the points, and he had a bad day, and he's laying there, he's wore out, he's tired, he's giving out, he's oxygen and all this stuff, and I was laying in there, or sitting in there going, it'll be okay, talking to him, and, we might not have called each other every week, but I always got along with him. I thought he was great to work with, and he's a very, 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 very talented race car driver. But no, Kyle Busch probably won't get along with him, no. Truck racing. Not this year. I had opportunity to run the rest of truck races for Bobby Hamilton Racing, but I told him that I need to concentrate on some other things. So right now, I'm probably not going to do it. They asked me to run Talladega, and I said, no way. Somebody else asked me to run Talladega, I said, no way again. So, no, probably not this year. Yes?
Talladega and Martinsville might be your best chance in the rest of this year. How do you think by reading your website, it looked like you felt really good about Charlotte. Y'all got a good shot at the market.
Well, I mean, I think we always have a good shot we always think we have a good shot every weekend. You know, I mean, and that kind of goes back to what we need to work on is like the test yesterday with Abraham. It was a great test. We had a test in Milwaukee last week of our own with the car tomorrow. I mean, manpower, we just don't have the manpower to be as progressive as we were yesterday. And I mean, nowadays, it's not like we're looking for a half a second. We're looking for a tenth of a second, tenth of a second, tenth of a second, you know. And if you can find those things, that's great. You know, we got to also worry about not this weekend, but next weekend, the weekend after, a year out, 5 years out. You know, I mean, we can't have, you know, we can't be worried about, okay, this weekend, and next weekend, and the weekend after that, you know. So, but obviously, we're here at Charlotte, and, you know, it's always been a good place for me, a good racetrack. Tore a car up at Kansas. They got it fixed, but we didn't bring it down here. Got one of my old faithfuls that I ran early in the year, late last year. Got good body numbers on it, downforce numbers, sideforce numbers, so, you know, all you can do is hope. And when the field's, you know, split by 3/10 of a second, 4/10 of a second, it takes a lot of money to get those 3 or 4 tenths. Everybody's got 85% of it. Everybody's got 85% of everything. Everybody's got 85% of what everybody else has. It's that last 10, 15% that costs the $1 zillion, you know, to get all that. So hopefully we can. Yes?
Are you going to run any rest next year?
I don't think I'm going to drive for Harvick. I'm working on a deal right now, and I'll know something here by hopefully next week. So to run some more bush races. So he asked me how many races I wanted to run. I said, let's run them all. I don't think run them all. So I don't know. Try to run as many as we can. Yes, sir.
You ever thought about coming to Dave Blaney's track in Ohio?
I was supposed to actually go to Dave Blaney's track in Ohio, and I had a test in Iowa. I looked on the map, and it was a long ways away. So I told Dave, I said, I don't think I'll make that one. And he said, I didn't figure you would. He was testing the next day, and I was testing that day, so I couldn't make it. So I'd like to go, and I'm sure at some point in time, I probably will. But we'll have to wait and see. Yes, ma'am.
Are you thinking about maybe getting ready when you retire to go into dirt track full-time?
No, retirement, dirt track racing, I don't know. I'm thinking the sandy shores of a beach somewhere. drink your way out in the ocean or something, I don't know. Who knows? Can't say never say never, because you never know what'll happen, and I don't know. That's one thing good about having a mind like mine. A mind like what I have is that I can change it at any moment. Right? Yeah. Well, yeah, she overrules me. All right. Coming back. I'm screening back. Everybody always comes up with more. Yes?
What are your thoughts on your replacements, like in your old car number 18? Like,
what do I think about the replacements in the old car 18?
when I think about you going into the 18 after nailed here and you know, you were a wonderful replacement. Like now, I look at, and JJ was fine when he did it, but like Kyle Busch got into your brother's car and then he's getting into your car, it just makes me crazy.
No, I didn't think about it that way. Kyle Busch did get Perry's car, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, and it's just, like when I look at the 5 cars,
I'll leave myself.
it's like the respect isn't there, the respect doesn't follow.
Yeah. That's called generation. I'm figuring that one out myself. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But one thing about the identity is going to change a little bit more this year than it has, because Interstate's only going to sponsor like 6 races or 8 races, so, or something like that, that number like that. So as far as the Interstate battery car as we knew it back then, really won't be around to be M&M. So, who was I talking to last night? I don't know how they're going to handle all those things. That's going to be interesting. It could either be great or it's going to blow up. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. But there's more issues there than you know. So, that I know, but you don't know. But anyway, but yeah, I did think about Kyle Busch taking over Terry's ride and kind of taking mine now. But at least I was out of it for a couple years. I know it'll count. So, and they'll run good. I mean, he's a really good driver. So he'll get something on the way, but he'll run good. getting there. Yes, sir.
What do you think when you run when you come
I thought they did a great job at Bristol. I thought that, you know, when we first went up there to practice, I didn't think it was going to be that great, but once they got it going, the race was great. I mean, I know that's not what the race was in the past with more wrecks and stuff like that, and yellow flags, but as far as racing goes, I mean, I thought it was a great race. You can actually race, you know, and that was a place that you never could race at before. You just survived, and, you know, you could catch a guy, and he could pass him, usually wrecking to get him out of the way or moving. So it was good. I thought it was real good. For the true hardcore racers, it was good. When people want to go see wrecks, and then you can go to the demolition derby at the county fair. Yes, ma'am. Would I consider running? Do you own a car? Promote the race? Or you're a promoter? You could be a promoter. When I run a race in Montreal, it was a weekend off. The bush race. Well, Montreal. Tyler, where's that close? Is that close to where you want to go? No, probably not. He wants to go to Alberta. Yeah, he wants to go to Alberta, Canada for a vacation. So I know it. That's what I said. Long ways up there too. So, and we only have 3 weekends off, and I've usually spent most of my time doing something else the last 3 weekends. So every now and then a little break would be good. So, probably depends on how much they pay. Yes, that'd be the key. Yes. Track and saw is great. How's that doing? We don't go down there anymore because Tyler and I drew quarter midget racing. Madison's not doing it. She's in the horses. So I flew over yesterday in a helicopter, 2 days ago in a helicopter doing an appearance or a photo shoot. And obviously, I know it's doing okay, but I'm being sarcastic. But they have 90 members or so, I think it is, and they're racing every Saturday or during the week in the summer. And we went down and held raised a little money for the United Way, and this spring, and Dave Laney and Jeff Burton come down there. So you hear little rumblings every now and then, but I think for the most part, I mean, it's better than I could have imagined. Like I said, the only thing is that we're not going down there ourselves racing, but for the most part, for everybody else, I think everybody else is doing pretty good. Yes? That's a good question. What about these guys coming over from the IRL and Formula One, right? Well, let's see. I met Dario Franchitti last weekend, and I'd say he's probably a really nice guy. I think he's got his game. He's on, you know, seems like a really nice guy. Good guy. Saw Jacques Villeneuve, kind of a cool name. Jacques Villeneuve the other day, and he wears a really big uniform for a small guy. I'm not sure about that, but anyway. But he was really nice. I introduced Tyler to him, and he was real nice, and I think he did a great job at Talladega. I didn't see him all day, but I suppose he did a great job. Did better than I did, so did a good job. And let's see, who else? Scott Speed. I met him at Michigan. He's a little different character, so I have to see that him. But I think that, I mean, you know, the way the sport's going, I mean, you know, it's growing, obviously, and the driver selections, you know, people are just looking for, you know, something maybe a little different. You know, and when Juan Pablo came over and was successful, I mean, obviously that opened the door up for more guys. And kind of goes in a cycle, you know. Years ago you had myself, Dennis Setzer, you got late model guys coming out, and then you go to the Jeff Gordon opened up a different wave of, you know, the Ryan Newmans, Tony Stewart's, you know, open wheel, midget sprint car guys. And now you've got Formula One champion, IndyCar guys, you know. So it kind of comes and goes in waves, but I think it's good for the sport. You know, I think it's I don't know why people boo them all the time, because they really don't do nothing wrong yet. I mean, they booed Jacques Villeneuve at Talladega, and it's like, oh, okay, Talladega. So you're from Canada, Talladega. Okay, maybe that's the reason why. But obviously we might get booed if we went to Canada. But so anyway, I don't know. I think it's great. I mean, I think it is. And I think those guys will be successful. You know, if they get in the right car, I think they'll be successful. If not, you know, it's good to see them. It's good to see them struggle, though. I like when they struggle, because it's like, dude, it's not as easy as you thought. Right? So that's not bad. So So we'll see how they do. But I think that Dario seems to make, the 5 minutes I talked to him, he seemed like a really nice guy and was observant and really seen him on TV doing an interview, and I thought he was really good. Yes? The Bobby Bonnie Foundation, that's a good question. It's been in existence for about 3 or 4 years, and it's really been kind of dormant, you know, it's just kind of sitting there. So this year, Mark Hughes, you were here last year, of course, and I hired Jeff Batts back there. Hey, Jeff. Hey, all right, anyway. And he's going to run the foundation for me. So what we've done is we've escalated that to bigger and broader things, and we're just, I guess Jeff's been there about 6 weeks now, and so we're making it better and bigger, and because we want to make it grow, because I think that's, you know, time changes and your life changes, and you're like, okay, let's make this better, because in the time of your life, this is what you want to do more so, and is to help other people out. We've done a lot with the camp, but it seemed like that was, we raised enough money to give the camp. We raised enough money to give the camp, and that was just like, you raise enough to give them, and then you raise enough, you know, every year. So we're trying to raise more money for different things also. I mean, we want to include the camp with it, but we also want to, you know, have it where we can do more. And right now we're researching a lot of different organizations and foundations in North Carolina and abroad to help out. But, you know, obviously, you know, Donna and myself.
He said on an interview that was it. He doesn't call people, the driver the next day, you know, discuss it, track it, that's it. Are you like that also? I mean, or do you call if you have a conversation with another driver, or do you handle it in the track, or
Probably somewhat independent, or depending on the situation. I've called guys before and said, man, I'm sorry, you know, apologize for whatever might have happened, or something like that, and something like that. And I've had guys call me, you know, about that. But, you know, never hit a guy, knock the guy's visor down one day and then do that the next day. I don't think I've knocked the guy's visor down, but anyway, you might get mad, but, you know, you get over it personally, but you wouldn't call him or whatever. So, but I mean, a lot of times, you got to think about it. We live like in the biggest mobile home lot there is, and like the most expensive mobile home lot there is. So our neighbors are like traveling with us every weekend, so you can't hold a grudge too long, because you're going to walk out the door one day when you go outside, you go, oh, there he is again. So you can't really do that. You can't hold a grudge. So, you know, whether you call the guy or get it over with or done, I mean, it has to be over, because it seems like, you know, you'll park right next to that guy next weekend, and, you know, the guy that you were mad at last weekend. So you got to get it over with Sunday night, whether you call the guy or not. That's up to you, but you better get over with it, because you're going to have to, if you want to do this, you're going to be neighbors to them next week. So. Anybody else? Quiet today?
your favorite track?
Favorite track's Michigan. Michigan's my favorite track. Don't know why. Grass is always green. We got a little rain up there. Last time they had a lot of rain up there. Racetrack's real wide. Yes.
What's been your favorite thing to see?
This year or forever? Oh. I guess the characters this year at Lowe, the equity characters we did, gosh, how many did we do? Four characters on the car? And that was pretty cool. And then as far as the best paint scheme forever, gosh, I don't know. I thought the one that was pretty important, was pretty special. Obviously, we got one this weekend, pink for the Cure. Our car's pink. So it's got a little yellow glue on it. It's mostly pink stuff. Maybe you can spot that thing 100 miles away. In fact, I was watching on the Fox this morning. They're talking about in the Greenland or Iceland, where they've got all the offices up there, where they're building all these places so that the people missile bombers and stuff like that, and they got all these satellites. I think they said they saw our car from up there. Can't show up. But at Dover one time we did a car for Todd Beamer, that he was in the plane crash Flight 93, and he was the one that said let's roll, and attacked all the terrorists, or charged all the terrorists, and made the plane go down to Pennsylvania instead of going towards I think the White House. So we did that in honor of him, and I met his son, and which was 6 at the time, and he rode around with me with pace car and stuff like that. So I thought that was, I mean, that was, as far as at that point in time, that meant a whole lot, you know. race to run? The rules of NASCAR that I don't like?
One of the rules that you don't like.
What's some of the rules I don't like? No, one of the rules. Oh, okay. All right. The one rule I don't like is the one that changes every day. It's all of them. If it's just leave it the same every weekend. Like, I mean, Greg Griffin, I'm glad he won the other week, but okay, his car ran out of gas. Okay, I mean, I thought there was a rule for that. If I had to disagree with any rule, it's the rules that change all the time. Yeah, exactly. So it's in the rule book's about that thick, and they got 3 pages back that's empty for you to make notes on, and it's also for them to make notes on too. So they didn't change the rules, so it's kind of crazy, but the way it is. Still the best game in town, though. I'm not going to complain too much. So, all right, I got time for 2 more.
Michigan's your favorite.
Austin. I think my wife, my mom and dad back there in the back. Who else? Ben. My kids, Tyler, Madison, and for all their help at the shop. Christy's leaving us at the end of the year. She's moving away. You didn't know that I knew that, did you? No, you know I knew that. And so I want to thank her for everything. But anyway, thank y'all for coming out. Appreciate this. Sorry I got to run, but the schedule's got me crazy this week, it seems like. And for today, thank you again for everything. Hope you enjoy your lunch, and hope you enjoy your weekend here. And we are going to do everything we can to win this race on Saturday night because my wife and kids are going to go on a little trip here, so it'd be good to kind of win and leave. So you go pick some lunch. Okay, practice. All right. Thank y'all very much, and look forward to seeing you again next year and also throughout the year. And it's great because you get to see different people at different places. Loud. Where else? Do what? Yeah. Quiet. Do what? Oh yeah. I think one time I stuck out, but that's the only time I did it. But anyway, so it's great to see everybody at different places. Saw a couple of y'all the other night at the Bass Pro Shop. So anyway, just want to thank y'all for your support, and really do appreciate your energy. And let's keep it rolling, and we'll make it bigger and better, and hope to win some races between now and then. All right, thank y'all.